What's happening? Lunch with Baum, back at it. Been a week or so since I threw one of these up, but always excited to come back on, bring a little energy. If you're watching live, drop a 1. If you're watching the replay, drop a 2. And if this is your first time, who's this crazy guy, Lunch with Baum anyway, drop a 3 down below. I'd love to connect with you. My name's Frank Baumholtz, been a high school strength coach and PE teacher for 21 years. I run my own gym, MVP. I started doing these a while back. If I could just connect with one person a day or even one person a week or shoot, even one person a year, whether it's a checkup from the neck up, where there's a little bit of motivation with a little bit of, head somebody in the right direction, then it's worth it to me. As an educator, I'm always constantly learning. I always ask people, what do you know? Because I want to know. I want to learn something. I don't want to be stuck in the same rut and become a statistic like a lot of other people in this world. So, Lunch with Baum today, topic is, how to get your kids to eat healthy, maybe even drink more water. I got some simple tips that I'd love to share with you today. And like always, if you value what I got going on, like and share. Appreciate that. I'll give you a little shout out. Actually, this topic goes out to my boy Charlie. What up, Charlie? I see you on there. All right, I got my Insta Live going. I got my Facebook Live. Almost had a technical glitch going, but we're back on track with it. Just a couple announcements. If you haven't been following what we got going on at MVP, jump over to my MVP performance training page, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or even our MVPpt.net, and kind of check out what we got going on. We still got our baseball and softball instruction, our Sunday night hoops. So we got a lot of things, and then our adult training. I think with anything, it's the start that stops most people. People always have. It's like chasing. I was thinking about this this morning. There's a chance of rain a little bit, and all of a sudden that little rainbow pops out, right? And is the pot of gold really at the end of the rainbow, or is it the search? All right, it's like the wave in my logo I always talk about. The relentless pursuit of that perfect ride, right? That's what we're looking for. That's what whether you have a good workout or, even your favorite something, right? Whether I go fishing or I'm playing a game. Got done with a crazy softball weekend with my Rachel. And, they get up there and they're swinging away looking for that perfect stroke, and they might strike out, but they get back up there the next time and they're still getting right back after it. So I think that's truly what it's about versus the actual thing, right? It's the pursuit of it. Christine, what's happening? All right, I see some other folks jumping on. Tom, what's happening, my man? If you come on, tell me where you're coming from. Did your workout get going today? Had to take my folks to the airport. So it was 4 o'clock up to the airport this morning and then back. And then I was thinking, I'll probably just take the day off. But I decided to get a little cardio in. And honestly, first 10 minutes kind of limped through it. And then all of a sudden the body started to feel a little bit better. I think that's the biggest thing is so many people, and this is our kids too, is a lot of the kids that I work with, they're so afraid to kick their own butt. They're so afraid to be uncomfortable. All right? But anyway, that's a talk for another day. Let's talk a little bit about our kids because I think it's huge. So, how do you get your kids to eat more healthy? Maybe drink more water. I think the first thing you got to do is you got to get them to buy into it. All right? Get them to talk about it. Get them to make the plan. I talked a while back about plan, do, review. What do kids do, right? They have some idea that pops in their head, and then they go and do whatever they're thinking about doing. Maybe it's like, I'm looking at that tree. Maybe, how high could I get up in that tree? And then they don't even, like, us adults, we're looking risk, reward, like, gravity, yeah, not doing it, right? But what does the kid do? The kid heads on up the tree, and they either have fun doing it, maybe they fall and have a bad experience, and then they review what the outcome was, right? So they plan it, they do it, and then they go back and review how it went. And if it's something that they enjoy doing, right? If it's something that they enjoy doing, they're going to do it again. All right? If it's not a fun experience or it doesn't work out for them, and they're not going to keep doing it. So I think one of the biggest things is you got to get your kids to own it. Get them to be a part of the conversation, right? Like my girls, they're great eaters, fruits, vegetables, whatnot. A lot of that goes back to their mom doing a good job of, if they didn't care for something, it wasn't that they didn't like it, but they didn't experience it enough. So, and it wasn't a horrible experience. It was just like different texture, whatnot. A lot of times kids eat with their eyes, right? So what you got to do is you've got to kind of keep reintroducing it back to them, and the things that you are influenced by, all right, don't let them be influenced by the same thing. Just because you hate tomatoes or you hate green peppers or you don't care for avocado, that doesn't mean they won't like it. So, give them an opportunity to make the choices themselves. Also, is be careful what you do with your facial expressions. Because if you're cringing when they're about to take a bite of something, they're probably going to think twice before they do it, right? So the biggest thing is get your kids to buy in, all right, and get them to be part of the conversation. Second thing is you got to plan ahead. Plan ahead. We had a crazy softball weekend. We had a 2-hour drive. We spent the weekend on the coast, and it's tough. It's tough for adults, to plan and also eat on point when you're on the road. But if you plan ahead, my wife does an amazing job. She's always on me about got to plan ahead, got to know the plan, got to be able to pack snacks and stuff for the kids. Because what are you going to do if you don't have things prepared? You're going to go grab something that's quick and easy, right? And sometimes that's not the best deal. So the second thing is you got to make sure that they plan ahead. Number one, make sure the kids buy in or be part of the conversation. Number two is plan ahead. Planning, we never say, oh, I'm going to go fail at something, but we just don't ever have a plan, right? So here's a third thing is substitute fruit for candy and sugar. The biggest thing is our kids nowadays, and even when we were kids, there was candy all the time that we're exposed to, right? So if you plan, you have your snacks planned, you have your granola, whatever your go-tos are, have your fruits, vegetables. If you're in a place where there's a refrigerator, cut up fruit, have things on hand. If it's on hand, they're going to eat it. And if there's nothing there that's good and available, they're going to go find whatever is available. And if your kids are like my kids, man, they are like snacking all the time. Turn around, I'm hungry. Turn around, I'm hungry. You just ate. I'm hungry again. So it's always have things prepared. Actually, one of my favorite things is if your kid's got a sweet tooth, freeze fruit. Get your blueberries, grapes, whatever your kid's favorite fruit are, whether you cut them up or you just, my favorite trick is I'll take blueberries and grapes and other berries, for example, is get a cookie sheet and lay out all your fruit on the cookie sheet and then freeze it and then put it into a bag. I says, because I know, exactly what I'm talking about, is that you wash your fruit, you throw it into the bag and you pull out this giant block of whatever kind of fruit it was, right? But if you freeze them individually, and then put them into the bag, you can scoop out, a little handful of blueberries, a few grapes and things. And once again, it's a great, simple trick to have on hand, and the kids can just snack on it. Same thing goes for vegetables. If, the crunchy stuff is another trick. And another key thing that I love to share with people is that the brain and the body loves like a carrot, So clean and cut up sliced carrots. Have, obviously, some things are going to go bad from time to time, but have them on hand, whether it's this weekend. We're at the beach house that we were at, and I just sliced up some cucumbers, put a little bit of light vinegar on it, some dill seasoning and whatnot, and then just had it in the fridge, and the kids could go and grab stuff out of there if they wanted something. We had other stuff there, but if you have it on hand, they're going to do it. But once again, go back to my first thing. Scott, what's happened, my man? Let's see. I'm gonna show. Yeah, you bet. And the biggest thing is that they've you can I mean, what can dad do, right? What can mom do? We can tell them till the cows come home, and they're not going to listen to us, right? But if you get them to buy into it and you get them to own it and come up with the plan, or at least be a part of the conversation, then good things are going to happen and they're going to want to do it. My girls do that all the time. Biggest thing about drinking more water, for example. What's the biggest fad right now? I don't know about where you guys are at, but where we're at, the whole Hydro Flask thing is out of control. And whatever, so what do my girls want, right? They want a water bottle, right? And it's easy for me. I'll go spend a little bit of money, get them a water bottle. They'll put a few stickers on it and fancy it all up, and then they're going to carry their water around. And for me, they're staying hydrated. Simple other things that you can do with your kids is flavor the water. Find a way, whether it's with your favorite fruit, All right, I try to stay away from like the sugar and the juices and stuff because they get too much of it already in their overall diet. So try to limit that stuff with lots of sugary juices. I'd rather them, you know, eat fresh fruit versus drink sugary juices because they're just getting too much. Okay, and then you know, for me, we have a great Hydrate. It's a electrolyte drink that we put in our water. It's got super low sugar. That's one of my favorite things because you know, the kids will drink it. They'll make popsicles out of it and whatnot. So another little trick that we use to help our kids, especially as you're heading into the summer, find your favorite flavored drink or even get the popsicle sticks and put some fruit even in water and freeze it, and they pull it out and they'll have a popsicle with, you know, blueberries, raspberry, whatever your kid's favorite fruit is, and have them do it. You know, and have them make it, because if they make it, they're part of the conversation and they're going to own it, and then they're going to want to munch on it, especially if it's hot. And we haven't hit the hot weather yet here in the Northwest, but it's coming. Keep your fingers crossed, you know. So just going back and reviewing, you know, number one is you got to have your kids own it. You got to have your kids be part of the conversation. Number two, you got to plan ahead. We all have crazy schedules. You know, right now we've got horseback riding and softball and dance and gymnastics, and it's like crazy train, right? So make sure you have a plan and work the plan, because we never say we're going to plan to fail. We just never have the plan in the first place. And then there's no wonder all of a sudden you're running through the drive-through somewhere and it's just a poor choice, right? You know, if a water bottle is going to help, you know, get your kid, buy your kid their favorite water bottle, or have them, you know, pick one out and then they can carry it with them. All right. The whole Hydro Flask stickers and all that stuff, it makes it fun for them, and they'll have a water bottle with them. Frozen fruits, you know, freeze some fruit, cut up some vegetables, have things on hand, crunchy snacks, you know, those types of things, you know, have it available so that they're going to do it. All right. And then I keep going back to it. Plan, do, review, right? You can have your kids own it and buy into it, and then good things happen. So, hey, I got to roll, but that's my topic. Charlie, that one was for you, my man. If you guys ever have, like, hey, you want to hear about this topic, that topic, training, nutrition, all kinds of stuff, you know, shoot me a message, drop a comment down in the bottom. Once again, don't forget, jump over and check out my MVP page, because we got tons of stuff going on over there. All right? I appreciate every one of you. If you value what I got going on, like I always say, drop me some thumbs up, drop me some hearts, and like it and share it, and I'll be back next time. I'm stoked and back on the roll here with Lunch with Baum. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Take it easy.